The year was 1692 and fear swept through Salem. Neighbors accused neighbors of witchcraft. The accused were found guilty and met a grim fate at the gallows. What remains is a town forever marked by tragedy and the echoes of the past. Visitors come seeking shadows of history and perhaps something not of this world. It was a dark time and a tragedy that still lingers over the town of Salem. More than 200 people were accused of witchcraft. 19 were hanged. 1 was pressed to death. A society built on religious purity became consumed by paranoia, turning its courts, meant for justice, into tools of injustice. The innocent were condemned, while the true deceivers were often the accusers themselves, with memorials marked with that familiar number, 1692. There's a gloomy feeling that always seems to settle over me when I visit the town of Salem. A feeling of an endless Halloween exists. Most will find their way to the burying point, Salem's oldest cemetery, dating back to 1637. It's the final resting place of the town's earliest settlers, judges from the witch trials, and local leaders. The crooked headstones and worn carvings stand as a silent witness to centuries of history. Though no accused witches are buried here, the ground feels heavy with the weight of Salem's dark past. Many visitors come hoping to feel a connection to the souls that linger, or perhaps to glimpse something beyond the veil. Salem might be known for its witch trials, but there's something here that I find far more unsettling. Something most people never even hear about. It's the story of Abigail Ropes. The Ropes Mansion has long been whispered about as one of Salem's most haunted places. Abigail died in a fire inside of the house, and some say her spirit never left. Visitors talk of sudden cold spots, eerie noises in the dead of night, and shadowy figures drifting through the garden. There's a heaviness here, as if the house is still holding on to its secrets. Proctor's Ledge, the true site where 19 souls were hanged during Salem's witch trials of 1692. For centuries, people looked to Gallows Hill, but in 2016, the truth surfaced. This quiet, rocky slope was where the accused took their final breath. By day, it's just another patch of land hidden among houses, but by night, the air turns heavy. They say if you stand here long enough, you'll hear the voices of the dead. I don't know if that's true. I find myself drawn elsewhere. Sure, there's plenty to see in town, but I'm heading to the outskirts, to the places most people don't get to see. And along the way, I'm hoping to capture a few moments that feel just a little out of the ordinary, like Dead Horse Beach and Salem Willows Pier. There is a place called Winter Island, and it sits just off the coast of Salem, a place where history and haunting beauty collide. Once a military outpost, it's home to the ruins of Fort Pickering, a 17th century fort built to guard the harbor. The island's rocky shores and the crumbling structures have seen centuries of storms, shipwrecks, and untold stories. If you're drawn to abandoned places, the long-forgotten Coast Guard barracks on Winter Island might catch your eye. The buildings stand silent, weathered by time. There are ways in, but the no trespassing signs serve as a warning. Some doors are better left closed. If you come here hoping to connect with apparitions, I'm sorry to say, you'll probably leave disappointed. But there are other connections to be made. As you walk these paths, you're stepping through history and towards an uncertain future. And honestly, that's what frightens me the most. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Beatdown Rhythm. If you're new here and you enjoy photography, hit that like and subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram at Moera, New York. We have an online store where you can buy prints from any of these episodes. Visit us on moeracreative.com/shop.